Guys, you're welcome to Vinetta's kitchen. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this highly nutritious pap. This pap has everything and more you can think of. So if you've been in the same show as me buying rubbish from the people that sells, then this video is for you. And I assure you that after watching this video you will be able to make pap for yourself and by yourself. So if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so you don't get to miss any video. I started with pouring the yellow corn and millet in a big bowl and set aside for washing, and I also poured my soya beans in a bucket and also set aside for washing. So this was half pint of soya beans I set aside because I did not want to use everything. One mistake you should never make when making pap is to outshadow the main ingredient, which is the yellow corn. So if you have the intention of making pap, you need to have lots of water and you need to be very patient because it can be very dirty. So this is me just using my sieve to scrape the dirt that was floating on the water, and you can see how dirty it is. Then I pour some amount of water, then I start to wash. So this was my third wash. Like I said earlier, you have to have lots of water and you have to be patient because it is very dirty. So you just keep scraping the dirt as they float on the water, and you just sieve out the water, drain the water out. You can add more water to wash in case you think it is still dirty. Like I said, this is the third wash and you can still see it was dirty. So after you're done washing, you pour some amount of water in it and soak for 3 days. All you have to do is change the water in the morning and in the evenings so it doesn't sour. And on the third day, I drained out the water that was there before and I rinsed, and I used the sieve to take out the corn and the maize and put in a bucket. And I also added my other ingredients to it. I bought half pint of soya beans, but I did not use everything because I realized it was going to be too much for the amount of yellow corn that I bought. Like I said earlier, never make the mistake of allowing your other ingredients to outshadow the main ingredients. Was me still taking out the corn and the millet from the water because I was very careful here because it had lots of stones, and these tiny stones, they were much underneath the water, so I had to be careful and be patient at the same time. So this is my tiger nuts. I do not soak my tiger nuts. If you have not watched my tiger nut video, I recommend you go watch it. Some people actually soak their tiger nuts and all, but I do not because it spoils a lot. It's well explained in my tiger nut video. So this was me just rinsing my tiger nuts. Tiger nut has lots of stones as well, has lots of dirt as well. So like I said earlier, watch my tiger nut video so you know how I do my tiger nut. So this was me just still taking out the tiger nut with a sieve, and I was careful as well because like I said, it has lots of dirt, so I was removing the dirt as I come across them. So I'm going to be leaving the ingredients I used and the measurement I used in my description box, so feel free to check. This was half pint of soya beans, and that was going to be too much for the pap because the pap was just a pint of yellow corn and the millet was just half pint of millet, so it was going to be too much. Like you can see, everything just has stones, sand, dirt, so you have to be very careful. So I set aside the soya beans and I used half derica of soya beans. With time you can, you know, increase maybe the soya beans to a derica. But first of all, I advise that you use half derica of soya beans. So this is my date. I soaked the dates first and I removed the seeds. And this is the ginger that I use. I was skeptical about using ginger at first. I just added a little bit of ginger to it, and coconut as well. I added coconuts to this. So I added granules as well, but you can skip the granule part if you are allergic to nuts. So I took mine out to a woman that blends not far from my place, and this woman has lots of blenders. She has one for pap, tiger nut, kunu, and the likes. Never make the mistake of using the one they use in blending pepper to blend your pap. You're not going to like it at all. The taste is going to be hard. So she blended it very smooth, and you know. So after blending and you're home, you need a cheesecloth. You need 3 to 5 bigger bowls depending on how plenty it is. So that's that. So this is the first bowl, and you need lots of water. I put in some water inside this bowl, like clear plain water inside this bowl, and you know, I took in the blended pap ingredients into the cheesecloth, and I was just washing it like I'm doing in this second big bowl. I was just washing it inside the plain water. It's very, very simple to do. All you have to do is, you know, have lots of water, have the right tools for extracting the pap. So you see, from 1 bowl to 2 bowl to the 3rd bowl, because the first bowl of water you use would be the thickest. It will be very thick. That means all the pap is already inside that bowl. Then the second bowl of water is maybe you want everything to be extracted. You don't want to waste the pap. Sure you get. And the 3rd bowl of water is, you know, just keep doing it. So this is the first bowl of water. As you can see, I was taking in the blended pap into this cheesecloth, and I'm just going to wash inside this bowl. I'm going to keep washing. When I see that it is too thick, because this is already getting thick, then I'm going to transfer it to the second bowl of water, and I'm going to wash it again and again and again. You know, wash, squeeze, and make sure that everything is like totally extracted from the cheesecloth. It will just remain the shafts, and you're going to discard the shaft in a separate bowl or a separate bucket. You know, try not to make a mess. Try not to make the shaft go back into the one that you've already done, although you're going to extract it again the second time. But this is the first method. This is the first, you know, way of doing it. You're going to wash. You can see this bowl of water is thick, like the milk is getting thick. It means the pap content is, you know, releasing, is coming out, and it will remain only the shafts. Just going to, you know, keep repeating the same process until you're done, you know, extracting the pap, and you're left with the shafts. So you can see again, I was squeezing it well, and because there is still pap content inside that cheesecloth, I took it to the second bowl of water, and I'm going to wash and wash again, and I'm going to keep squeezing it, and I'll still take it to the 3rd bowl of water. You can see this 3rd bowl of water, the water is very light. It's not as thick as the first one, and it's also not as creamy or thick as the second one too. So this is me just still repeating that same process. And one thing about this is that it attracts lots of flies. Like, there's no way you want to pursue those flies to. They will just come for it. So if you can find a way to do it, you know, in an enclosed place, you can. But I prefer to do mine outside because, man, it's always a big mess. So it's better done outside because you have lots of space, you know, to do it, and you can just rinse off any place that is messy after you're done. So this is still the second bowl of water that I was washing the pap contents into. I'm going to keep washing it until I'm sure I am left with the shaft. For you to be sure you're left with the shaft, you can, you know, open the cheesecloth and, you know, take a little bit from it and taste it. If it is very, very bland, then it means you've extracted all of the pap contents away from it, and you can discard the shafts in a separate bucket or a bowl. You know, and you see, again, this is the third one. I wanted to be very sure that I was done, so I extracted it again. I kept on doing this until I was done. So the water that was inside the bowl that I was using to extract the pap content was already very thick, so I used like another plain water to wash off any pap content that might still, you know, be in the cheesecloth. So you just have to keep repeating the process until you're done with it. And be very sure that you've extracted the contents. Be very sure that you've extracted the pap contents. Do not just discard the shaft thinking it is just the shaft that is there, so you'll be able to get enough pap. So this, I was almost done here, and I was just, you know, this is the first bowl. I still used the first bowl to, you know, extract, because the main pap ingredient will be here. Then I transfer to the second bowl and wash, transfer to the third bowl of water and wash, transfer to the fourth bowl of water and wash.
I've made my decision, my love. I've gone to the end of the earth to seek you. My heart is at peace.
So I was through with, you know, everything, and I'm just going to use the cheesecloth to, you know, sieve again from the beginning. I'll just take a separate bowl that has nothing in it, and I'll take the liquid that I've already extracted and, you know, sieve again with the cheesecloth, so that in case there's any shaft that might have fallen into the water content or the pap content, I will be able to extract it away again. You're through with all of that, you're just going to cover it and let it settle down. Do not shake it again, do not go there again, and you see that the pap content begins to settle down and the water, you know, content is on top of it. So you're just going to discard that water content. You know, first off, you need to leave it overnight, leave it till the next day, then you know, throw away the water content on top and take it, you know, if you want it to be this, you know, this solid form, then you have to pour it back into the cheesecloth and tie, and, you know, put like an hard surface on it so that the water content can totally drain out of it, and you're going to get this, you know, solid form. So this was the one that I had not yet, you know, poured back into the cheesecloth, so that the water content can totally be out of it and it will be in a solid form. So if you watch this video to this extent, please guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I love you guys so much. Thanks for the love. Bye.
And these two hearts with a beat as one, with God by our side. Nothing for this one could fit to tear us apart.